Dear sisters, brothers, and beloved soulmates, I am Krishna Vadapalli, the owner of this channel, dedicated to promoting a moral and spiritual society worldwide. Our main objective is to share the epic story of the Mahabharata, which serves as a rich collection of spiritual and moral teachings. This includes the Bhagavad Gita, a profound source of enlightenment for all humanity. I kindly ask all viewers to subscribe, like, and share this channel to support our mission. The Mahabharata comprises a total of 589 stories, each contributing to our understanding of life and spirituality. Please subscribe and share and support me for more likewise. Thank you. Yours, Vadapalli Ramakrishna, ancient yoga trainer. In an age when the lines between gods and mortals blurred, the fate of a great dynasty was set into motion. Born into freedom, love, and divine favor, Kunti carried a powerful secret, an ancient mantra that could summon the gods themselves. At the command of her cursed husband, King Pandu, she invoked the deities one by one, giving birth to sons blessed by Dharma, Vayu, and Indra, Yudhishthira, Bhima, and Arjuna, warriors destined to shape history. Not far behind, Pandu's second wife, Madri, sought the same divine grace. Through the Ashwini twins, she gave birth to Nakula and Sahadeva, completing the Pandava lineage. But while joy filled the forest hermitage, dark omens plagued Hastinapur. Gandhari, grieving over her delayed motherhood, gave birth to Duryodhana amidst howling jackals and blood rain, a warning ignored by the blind King Dhritarashtra. As destinies diverged, Pandu's inner storm grew. One fateful spring day, overcome by desire and forgetting the curse that bound him, he embraced Madri and fell lifeless in her arms. Stricken with guilt and grief, Madri followed him into the flames, entrusting her sons to Kunti's care. These are the beginnings of the greatest epic ever told, of divine births, shattered vows, and the making of warriors. This is the rise of the Pandavas and the fall of King Pandu. The sages take the Pandavas to Hastinapur. The 3 Kanthiyas and the 2 Madrayas, all 5 Pandavas, are being raised by Kunti. The people of Shatashringa endured the hardship. The Pandavas, taking the Panchoka and Kunti with them, went to Hastinapur. They also took the ashes of Pandu with them. The civic body of Karanagara rejoiced to see the Pandavas. The people, who were like young lions and child gods, were filled with respect for them at first sight. The sages met the elders, Bhishma. They asked Dhritarashtra about everything that had happened. Ambikaya. 17 days ago today, King Pandu went to his ancestral home. Goddess Madri has gone with her husband. Kunti is alive to take care of the children. Here is Kunti. Here are the 5 Pandavas. Here are the bones of King Pandu, they said, and returned to their homes. After the sages had returned, Dhritarashtra, with Yudhishthira as the leader, performed all the rituals for King Pandu with all kinds of royal honors. He also performed many charitable deeds. Satyavati, Ambika, Ambalikala Paramapadayatra. Satyavati Devi was deeply saddened by the death of King Pandu. Vyasa, her son, gently consoled her, saying, "Mother, there is no use in grieving. Know that this life is fleeting and temporary. You will have to face many more sufferings in the future. As the saying goes, the past was good, the future is content, but the coming days will be full of misfortune. All righteous deeds will be destroyed, and the terrible age of Kali will soon arrive. Listen to this secret, all the sons of Dhritarashtra are thugs. Because of them, the Kaurava clan will ultimately be destroyed. You will not be able to bear witness to such devastation. Therefore, hear my words, take your daughters-in-law and go away to a life of austerity." Realizing the wisdom in her omniscient son's words, Satyavati first consulted privately with Ambika and Ambalika. With their agreement, and after obtaining permission from Vidura, Shantanu's son Dhritarashtra, she set out on a pilgrimage. Thus, Satyavati, along with Ambika and Ambalika, left for the sacred lands of penance, and in due course of time, all 3 of them attained the supreme state. Childhood sports of the Pandavas and Dhritarashtra. The Pandavas were growing up in the palace of Dhritarashtra without any lack or hardship. Ambikeya Dhritarashtra, without making any distinction between his own sons and the sons of his younger brother Pandu, treated all of them with equal respect as princes of the Kuru dynasty. After their return to Hastinapur, all the Vedic rites were once again performed for the Pandavas. Together with the Kauravas, the Pandavas grew up playing, singing, and dancing. Among them, Bhima stood out for his massive appetite and strength. He was fondly called Amrishtabhojan because he consumed the most delicious food in large quantities, and Ivrikadara as his stomach was said to be like that of a wolf, huge and insatiable. During the games between the Kauravas and Pandavas, Bhima would often overpower the Kaurava brothers. He would catch them with his powerful hands and knock their heads together. At times, he would throw 10 or 15 of the strongest Kaurava brothers to the ground at once, grab their legs, and spin them before slamming them to the earth. Even during bath time, Bhima would gather 5 or 6 of the Kauravas at a time and dunk them into the water for fun. While they were climbing trees and playing, Bhima would kick the trees down with his immense strength, causing the Kauravas to fall along with the fruits and flowers. Though these were merely playful acts stemming from Bhima's youthful energy and immense power, they planted a deep and burning hatred in the heart of Duryodhana. From that point onward, Duryodhana was filled with a desperate desire to somehow eliminate the mighty Bhima. Duryodhana's plans to kill Bhima. Duryodhana, who harbored a deep grudge against the Pandavas, conspired with the wicked Shakuni to destroy them. Acting on Shakuni's schemes, Duryodhana built peculiar houses made of silk and cloth near the sacred Pramanakoti Theerthayam on the banks of the Ganges, under the pretense of organizing a water sports event called Yuddhakridanam. He invited the Pandavas to participate. During the games, Bhima, exhausted and fast asleep, was secretly thrown into the Ganges. However, upon awakening, Bhima easily broke the ropes binding him and surfaced unharmed. The next day, another plot was hatched. Bhima was targeted again while sleeping, this time with venomous snakes sent to bite him. But Bhima awoke suddenly and killed all the serpents. When that too failed, they made a third attempt by poisoning his rice. Again, after eating the poisoned food, Bhima was tied up and cast into the river. As he fell into the Ganges, he descended into the realm of the Nagas. The poison was neutralized by the sacred touch of the water, and Bhima effortlessly broke free from the knots. The Nagas, alarmed by an outsider's presence, attacked him, but Bhima killed them all. When the serpent king Aryaka, who was the grandfather of Surasena, Kunti's father, heard of the stranger, he came and was overjoyed to recognize Bhima as his great-grandson. Moved by this bond, Aryaka ordered his Nagas to give Bhima a divine amulet and a special elixir. Bhima drank 8 pots of the powerful juice, one after another, and slept for 8 days straight, regaining his strength. On the 9th day, he woke up, adorned in white clothes and garlands gifted by Aryaka. The Nagas gently lifted him and placed him on the banks of the Ganges. Quietly, Bhima returned to the city. Kunti and Yudhishthira, who were already worried and searching for him, rejoiced at his safe return. Bhima recounted the entire incident to his mother and elder brother. Yudhishthira, wise and composed, advised, "Don't tell anyone about this, act as though nothing happened." Kunti too instructed him to obey his elder brother and maintain silence. Despite repeated attempts, Duryodhana's plots to destroy the Pandavas continued to fail. As days passed, Bhishma, seeing the time was right, appointed Kripacharya and Dronakarya to train both the Kauravas and Pandavas in the art of warfare and weapons. Introduction of Kripa and Dronakarya. Kripacharya was the son of the great archer Sharadvan and learned the art of archery from his father. Due to his long-standing association since the days of King Shantanu, Bhishma appointed Kripacharya as the royal guru and gave him a place in the court of Hastinapur. Meanwhile, the great sage Bharadwaja was once moved by the sight of a celestial woman and released his seed in a moment of passion. He preserved this seed in a sacrificial vessel called a drona. From that vessel, a child was born, and Bharadwaja named him Drona. Bharadwaja raised the boy himself. As Drona grew up, Drupada, the prince of Panchala, came to study under him, and the two became close friends during their time as students. Eventually, Drupada completed his education and returned to Panchala, where he became king. Drona, on the other hand, deepened his learning by studying under sages like Agnavesha and Parashurama, mastering the arts and sciences. He married Kripi, the sister of Kripacharya, and began his life as a householder. They had a son named Ashwathama. However, though Drona's knowledge was vast, he lived in poverty, struggling to sustain his family. Seeking help, he decided to approach his old friend Drupada, hoping for support. But Drupada, now a king, insulted Drona, calling him a poor Brahmin and denying their past friendship. Crushed by the humiliation, Drona, deeply wounded, left Panchala. He took his son Ashwathama and a few belongings, including his sacred fire offerings, and sought refuge with his brother-in-law, Kripacharya, in Hastinapur.